guys, welcome back to another episode of Always Making. We are joined by another talented artist here in our basement. We're going to have an awesome conversation about everything they are excited about doing in the art world. But before we do, you know what we like. Comment, subscribe. Well, that sounded funny, but like, comment, subscribe helps us out with the channel. And we like to hear from you guys, so please leave comments down below. But we've got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of before we get into the conversation here. We have our Patreon. You can always support us there with buying a membership there with our sticker club. We send 2 stickers out to your door every month. That's an option to help us out there. We also have some shows coming up where you can come visit us and all the talented artists that are going to be at those shows. We have Crypt Insider. If you're watching this on the Friday that this releases on Sunday.
Yes.
Cryptid Insider show. No, sorry, it's a Saturday show. Yeah, it's a Saturday show.
I keep mixing them up.
We'll be at the Mountain Hard West Cider. So tomorrow, if you're watching this on the Friday or early Sunday morning or Saturday morning, come out and say hi to all the awesome artists that are going to be there. And then we have DIY Fest coming up as well. That's our big show, 3-day event. That is at the fairgrounds here in Salt Lake. It is on August 7th, 8th, and 9th. I'm getting my months mixed up here. And then we have a few other shows coming up in the fall as well that we're waiting to hear back from. But we'll keep you guys scheduled with that and posted. Just check out our social and we'll be able to see when we're going to be at stuff if you guys want to come out and support. But that's everything we got for housekeeping at the moment right now. So let's get into the conversation. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us. You are the Doodling Nomad.
I am the Doodling Nomad. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We like to start off the episode by kind of getting a background of how it all started for you in this art world. So I would kind of consider you a veteran in the art world. You've been doing it for quite a while and doing this whole market thing, but when did it start and how did it start for you?
Well, so I, lifelong artist, right? I've always kind of doodled and done that, but I would say it really started when, back in 2015, let's say. I was working at a law office and I absolutely hated it. No, it was actually 2013 or 14. Anyways, many years ago. And I hated it. And I didn't really like the hours that like an attorney would work. And that was kind of the next step, I guess you could say. And so I quit one day because it was like a beautiful sunny day too. And I was like, I am not going to be stuck in this office. This is awful, whatever. So I quit. And I didn't know what to do for a job. So I applied for a job in Alaska. So I started to work in Alaska, do the seasonal work there. There, I started doing more art, like actually doing art and practicing my art and everything. And that's when I started to make stickers, was up in Alaska. And I would sell them to like my crewmates and like I would go to the bars with like a stack of stickers and be like, oh, you guys want some stickers? And so I just kind of like, just for fun, because I just liked doing it. But then through working seasonally in Alaska, because I did that for 4 summers, in the off season, I didn't really know what to do with my time. So I was like, oh, like, you can't really get like a full-time job because I knew I was going back to Alaska.
Yeah.
So I kind of nannied, did stuff like that. But then I started doing more of my art stuff and going to markets, and I would pop up at little like First Fridays and stuff like that. And kind of here we are, I guess.
Did you go to like school or anything like that for your stuff, or are you all self-taught with your like illustration and typography and everything that way?
Painfully self-taught.
Hours and hours and hours.
Yes, and just trial and error. And I probably would have learned things a lot faster had I gone to school. But I just self-taught, just doodled.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So one of the things that's awesome about what you're doing is you like the traveling nomad, the doodling nomad. With that is you're not just staying local with your markets. You are all over the place. And that's kind of a unique thing to some of the people we have here on the show. We don't have a lot of people who like kind of branch too far out. But that's like, how did you even get started? Like, going outside of the comfort of like what you would, I guess, consider home and starting doing markets elsewhere?
That's a great question. I really don't know what, when I started doing it, like I said, I was going back and forth from Alaska. And I always had this dream of like living in a van down by the river kind of situation. Right. And so when was this? Back in 2019, I had bought a little trailer, and it was the brand of the trailer was Nomad.
Okay.
And it was my thought to kind of travel around that way with that. Gas was way too expensive to haul a trailer, so that died very quickly. I still lived in the trailer, but I was not using it to travel. But anyways, but yeah, I just kind of like did it. I really don't know what spawned starting to travel for markets. I think, you know, I was based out of Vegas at the time, and Vegas is kind of a tough market. There's just not a lot of markets that are happening in Vegas. There's some solid ones for sure, but not a ton. Like somewhere like Salt Lake, it's like you could stay super busy up here, you know? Yeah. So that kind of like inspired me to like go elsewhere. I mean, and I was just used to the whole travel bit, right? You know, with Alaska and everything, I was just kind of used to that. And I had just heard there were like some great events in California, some great events in Arizona. So I just kind of did it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I loved it.
Now it's your thing.
Yeah, now it's my thing.
So looking back at your social, the first sticker, at least that you posted, was 2000 or 2016. That you're selling stickers. Why stickers? I know you're saying you were taking them to bars and everything, but why stickers were the first thing you did?
I just felt like they were an easy way to sell art, honestly. You know, like I remember when I did my first sticker, I never also considered myself like an artist.
Yeah.
You know, I really had a hard time with the whole artist thing because I wasn't like formally trained, and I just like, I can't draw like beautiful paintings of like, you know, Monet and, you know, all this, although I obviously don't feel this way anymore. I know I'm an artist, but at the time I just didn't take myself very seriously as an artist. And I felt like a sticker was so accessible. And I remember sitting in crew housing, and I just like could not find a cool sticker for Alaska at the time. And I was just like, I have to just make one. Yeah. And so I saw how easy it was to kind of do that. And it just, I think it was just the ease of it is what really drew me to stickers.
It's so funny. We've just got done with StickerCon. We've just our episodes of Diner Booth are all based about stickers. So like stickers are on the brain right now. So there's so much, but like everything you just said is about all the artists that we know that are like heavy into like starting with stickers. It was that thing. It's accessibility. And like, it's also not only accessible for you as an artist to make them, but it's also accessible for people out there like wanting to collect like small little pieces of art. Like a sticker is $4 sometimes, $5. It's not too crazy.
It's a great way to for people to buy art because it's cheap, it's easy, you don't have to think too hard about where to put it, although I know people do get like they get their sticker anxiety. I get that for sure.
It's hard to commit sometimes.
I know but it's the ease of it. You know, it really is.
Hi guys, it's Acadia from 111 Threads. Yeah, that new shop in Sugar House, a place where you can find alterations, clothing repair, upcycled fashion, and tons of local artists. Come in Wednesday to Saturday, 11 to 7 p.m. at 1956 South, 1100 East, across from the Sugar House Post Office. You can also apply to be a vendor, check alterations bookings, and more on 111threads.com. Be sure to check us out on our Instagram at 111.threads. Thanks for supporting local artists, and I'll see you in the shop soon.
We'll get back to the episode real quick, but in case you haven't heard yet, we started a Patreon to help support the podcast with 2-tier options to choose from. We're telling you this because we're starting a new segment on the show where we're taking questions from our patrons and answer them right here with our guest. This will be available for both paid and free members, so head over to patreon.com/steadfastrebels to sign up and support the show, or follow the links in the description. Now back to the show.
So stickers kind of started it all for you, but now you have prints, you have apparel, you have patches, you have an array of things that you sell at your markets. Where was the next evolution from stickers? What did you do next?
It started with COVID, actually. So I had gone full time with this whole thing late 2019, and spring 2020 was supposed to be my first like big market season.
Great timing.
And I like had all these shows booked, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. I can actually dedicate the time to this because I'm full time now. And I was so stoked. And at the time I just did stickers. Again, I don't even know how I thought I could go full time just doing stickers, but I digress. And so COVID happened and I just was like, oh crap. I don't know what I'm going to do here. One by one, my events are canceling, whatever. And then I was lucky enough that I could spend the stimulus money on getting a heat press. And I got my first batch of shirts with that because I was like, I have to figure out a way to like generate more money here.
Yeah.
Like stickers, I can't just like sell stickers forever. This is not going to work. And so I started doing shirts first.
Okay.
Loved doing shirts. And then, it just kind of snowballed from there. But yeah, it was definitely the shirts and just kind of that I basically was forced into having to do more, and break out of that comfort zone of stickers. But
I think t-shirts and stickers were kind of our start as well. Like we had the screen printing set up and then we had the cutters to like make our stickers and go from there. So it was that, again, ease of like entry. Thank you. I was like trying to like ability on the end of that or something. I was like, that didn't sound right in my head. But yeah, ease of entry into the market world. But it is one of those things where like you feel like, oh, I could do a little bit more. I can get into a little bit more here.
And then it turns into, what if we do this? And then, what if we do that? And,
yes, and it never ends. It snowballs.
But you have such a great setup for markets. I always like to ask, like, what was the first setup for you? Like, how did that go?
Oh my gosh, I wish I had a photo to insert the photo here, right? Because all it was, there's a photo, I know it exists, and it's literally just a table with stickers set on top.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's a tablecloth. I think it was literally just a table with a few stickers set on top. And it was me like renting a space from a renting of a space. Like,
someone else.
Like a sublet?
Yes, like I was like subletting of a sublet of a booth. Like at this like first Friday thing, and this girl, like I think it was like $30 or something. I can't even remember how much it was. And I just was like, okay. And I just like showed up with a table. I had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, just a table and some stickers. That was it.
Look, we had a guest who forgot a chair their first market.
Oh.
So, like everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yes.
We all start somewhere in some setup, and like it all grows and it's always evolving. But we saw you, or at least when I was doing setup, Christy came later and everything. But for the Cryptid Insider show you did with us, you had your van organized, your racks were there with all your clothes, your t-shirts, all your stands were coming out, like, and you're just a one-man banding it kind of thing.
Yeah.
You came out and it's like boom, 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 and then I'm like, I blinked and your setup was like ready to go. I'm like, man, we need a van. Like, that's impressive.
Listen, I have, ever since getting that van, I'm like waiting for the day that I regret it, and it never comes.
Yeah.
It's just like, I love that purchase. It is like my favorite purchase I've ever made in my entire life.
Yeah.
I have never regretted it. That thing has come so in handy. I could make it all organized with all my things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
No, it's a very impressive setup from like a table,
Yeah.
no tablecloth, to where you're at now. And that really just shows like the amount of time and effort you've put into this whole process. And I imagine it's ever evolving. Like it's still growing, it's still changing, because like not every 2 shows are the same. Is there things that you like kind of like adapt as you go and like make it kind of like those like on the fly moves?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every year I'm like, I figured out the perfect setup. This is perfect. I'm never changing it. I love it. It's wonderful. And then the next season I'm like, I have to change everything. I hate it all.
This feels familiar. Like, it sounds
yeah. No,
like...
I think it's just like the ever constant like feeling, because then it's like, one time I'll think it's all perfect, but then like a wind gust comes through in the wrong way. And I realize, oh, actually everything blows over in this.
Yeah.
Or actually this is like really heavy and inconvenient to load in, because again, I'm a one-man band, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have like help with my load in and load out. So it needs to be as easy and efficient as possible. So I'm not breaking my back doing it. And so it's just ever evolving and it never stops.
Yeah. I would like to talk about process a little bit, because you have such an array of like artwork that you've put out there over the years. Where does the inspiration come from for the pieces? And then how do you go about making those pieces?
I really never know how to say what I'm inspired by, because it is literally everything.
Yeah.
And that's such a vague answer, but it's like, I'll be watching some dumb cartoon one day and I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be such a cute sticker. And because it gives me some idea for some little, whatever. It's like I have a design of an alien sitting on a couch with the human suit hanging up on the wall. And that was just from me being exhausted after a 3-day market. And I was like sitting on the couch and I was just like, I am so tired. I was like, I'm an alien. I need to take off like my human suit. Like no one talked to me. And like, and that kind of like that came from that. Or, sometimes it's just nature and I just love nature. And so I, will draw a nature scene, but I love to throw an alien in there. I just think it's fun,
Yeah.
But
you speak the same thing that a lot of other artists speak about, being inspired by everything. I think it's just an artist's mind. Like it's very easy to be inspired by the things around us and create from there. Because I mean, I have my things that I go to, and it like my music is like an inspiration, listening to music, but like also nature, and then a cartoon or like a show, or I'll like be listening to a podcast and someone will say a quote that I'm like, there's something there like that. That like I need to figure out something with this one. But I think it's like every artist kind of has that same issue and everything.
Yeah, it's just a creative mind, because you just look at the world differently, I think. And so you just, everything in the world can become inspiration in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I remember as a kid, I like drew a cartoon book in church, like when I was in church, and I was inspired by the shape of like a thing on the wall, and I turned it into like a little like creature or whatever, because it like looked like kind of weird on the wall, this little like, I don't know what it was, but like random things because it kind of looked like a face with the way like the numbers were on it. And I was like, oh, that's a face, but so it's like every little thing. So it's just being creative.
Yeah. I go back to my photography and I'm like, I see corners of buildings. I see light, like going certain ways. And people are like, why are you taking a picture of that like corner? I'm like, it looks cool. Leave me alone.
Because I like
the
it.
light's hitting it cool, whatever.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
Yeah,
it's my thing.
Exactly.
How do you go about creating the different art pieces that you do? Is that digital, classic mediums? Like what are you doing to create individual pieces? iPad. Yeah, so just kind of the like Procreate software.
Yep.
Yeah, game changer, right? Like,
oh yeah. Well, it's so funny because like kind of the origin of that for me a little bit was, again going back and forth to Alaska, right? And it was right when the iPad Pro had just come out, like 2016, I think, like 2015, 2016.
The first version.
Yeah. And my dad was watching TV, and at the time I was going back from Alaska, I was at my dad's like in the off season, and an iPad commercial came on, right? And he was like, put on your shoes, we're gonna run to Sam's Club real quick. And I was like, why? He's like, I think I need to buy you something. I think you're gonna like do cool shit, like cool stuff with it. And I was like,
it's totally fine.
and I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, I'm buying you an iPad. And I was like, what? And so anyway, so he bought me this iPad, and he was right. I have done some really cool shit with it. So thank you, Father. But,
thanks, Dad.
But he knows this story. But I think it was just seeing the use of that for me, because my first year in Alaska, I had tried bringing like a bunch of art supplies, and it was like, it's so luggy to like haul around and have in my suitcase and have to haul over. I like did not like it. It made me really not want to do much art, where the iPad just had so much ease, and it was just game changer. It really was a game changer.
Yeah, I like traveling with mine, and like I'll take it everywhere. We had one trip where I like left it on the charger here. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like I need that to like, because you just get that, like you see something out there and you're like, I need to jot it down. I need to start like throwing an idea.
Yeah.
And I might not finish it right then and there, but it's like in the gallery that I can come back to. I'm like, oh yeah, I was gonna work on that piece.
Yep.
But it is like, I have in my backpack, I've created multiple blank sketch pads.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't get like the same feel. Like I'll pull them out and I'm like, no, and then they just sit there, because then I'm like, the iPad is what I go to kind of first.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I always say it's kind of like cheating and everything a little bit, but it is one of those tools that really did game change everything for us when it came to like the different stuff that we make. It's allowed me to like take the Photoshop skills and Illustrator skills that I have and like ease it down a little bit, so that I can like really not have to worry about all the other stuff that happens in those bigger software.
Exactly.
It's great to have those tools that I go to, because I use them every day. But like when I just need something to like be simple and easy, it really is one of those things where I'm like, oh man, this has really elevated what I've been able to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's so funny because then when I do go back to a sketch pad and I want to erase something, I tap the corner.
You like try to zoom in,
and then I'll try to zoom in, and I'm like, This is paper.
Yeah.
This is not an iPad.
Yeah.
You know, but but to that point, it's like, is it cheating? I mean, people will say that, I'm still just drawing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just making it where, oh, now it's easier to draw a circle.
Yeah.
Ooh, sue me.
Yeah.
Sue me
lines
for
are
not
so
having a
much straighter.
protractor.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or
Yeah.
whatever that tool's called.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it, it really just expands creativity in so many ways, where a pen and paper just can't.
Yeah.
I am trying to get more back to some traditional media, just I think with the oversaturation of
Digital.
I'm like trying to get more tactile, but I can never replace my iPad.
Yeah, we talk about it on here all the time, but like all the other things we do outside of the illustration side of what we do, like the screen printing is a tactile feel that we can create. The lino cut kind of like work and everything, the different like stuff that we get to play with with our hands takes what we do digitally and just amplifies it like to
that's
a whole
so
new
true.
level.
Yeah.
It's super fun to like be able to play in both worlds. And I mean, I have nothing against people who like are one way or the other and like so hardcore, but like we have so many French curves, protractors, rulers, everything that like you try to get the right thing. I'm like, it's just I don't know, the iPad just makes that easy for me.
Well, especially like for me with color, because
Yeah.
I like to draw with a lot of color. I don't want to reach and search for all these different pencils and like, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend 5 minutes searching for colors.
Yeah.
Like, I just love to be able to, oh, here's my little color wheel. I need that color and I need that color, and it just like, I don't know. I really enjoy it. And that's a great point of then everything else I do is so tactile though. And then I do bring it to life in so many ways, through my pins, patches, art prints, shirts, and I'm pressing those, and that's a physical thing. So it doesn't feel like it does. It just lives on my iPad.
Yeah.
It really like comes to life in other ways.
It is such an exciting feeling to like take what you've done on the iPad and then all of a sudden like it's a patch or it's a t-shirt or something, and it's like you're wearing it. Like there's my designs, I'm like pretty much all of my clothes are my things that I love like drawing, and I'm like, when I can go screen print it, I'm like, this is cool. Like it's like I've made something more of than what it is just on a digital screen.
Yeah.
So I totally get that whole like, this is what needs to happen in that kind of sense of things. When it comes to your actual drawing, like what's your process like? Is it a sketch and then coloring? Is it like going through, like how long does it take you for some of your ideas to actually come to like full circle into a made product?
Oh, it depends. Obviously depends on the design I'm working on, right? But oftentimes it starts with a scribble, and I really will just go start by mapping out basic shapes and things like that. But yeah, it's usually like a scribble. I don't do much like pre-sketches. I pretty much just draw it. I'll get my scribbles and kind of go from there, and then so I kind of spatially know where something's gonna go, and then I just kind of do it, you know, and just kind of get sucked into it. And usually once I start a design, I'm not stopping until it's done.
Okay.
I am not someone that really comes back to a design to finish it. I am finishing it that day, that whatever. So usually a piece doesn't ever take me longer than a day. That's because I'll spend 10 hours on it sometimes. Like I'll be locked in.
Yeah.
Or I don't think I've ever had anything take longer than a day. But that's just, again, because I'm locked in for like 10 hours, 12 hours.
Because you have such a back catalog of stuff that you've made, do you ever go back to some of the earlier things and go, oh, let me rework this, or come like make it change a little bit so that I can like maybe put a new piece out? Is that something, or is it like once it's done and I don't really come back to it?
No, that's actually so funny you bring that up though, because I just brought back a bunch of stickers that were old stickers, and it was because someone came to my booth requesting one, and I was like, oh, that's like a 5-year-old sticker, you know? And I was like, oh, but that was a cute sticker. And so I was like looking at all of my old designs, and I was like, some of these are fire. Like, some of these are really good. Like, damn, okay. And so I was like, okay, I need to bring some of these back. So I brought some back. Some I did rework just a little bit. But yes, sometimes I go back and tweak something. Sometimes I don't. Like right now, also I'm working on, I am out of my deck of cards that I designed. And so I've got to reorder them, but I'm kind of tweaking it a little bit. I'm going to like tweak the designs a little, because I'm like, oh, I don't really love this. Or I changed the colors a little bit here. I'm changing the boxing and things like that. So I'm like redesigning that a little bit. for the most part, I leave things as be because I'm happy with them.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then I do love a little tweak, especially older stuff. And I'll, make it more maybe up to date to my current style too. Because I think, how I drew things 5 years ago, 6 years ago is different than today.
Yeah.
To a degree, just because my style's grown and I've really I think come into my own with my designing.
You learn
and
new
my art.
tools and
Yeah,
like,
and
like
new
little
pens
tricks
and new little
yeah.
color things and everything. So every now and then I do that with a design and it's fun.
Yeah. We talked a little bit at the last show we were doing about outsourcing some of the products that you have and everything. So you're still making your t-shirts like by hand
Oh,
for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But like you have a few other pieces that like with your patches, like you don't have an embroidery machine and making your own patches. But how did you go about finding the like right people to do and like trust to make your products that you're going to be happy with?
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
I actually like the place I get my pins and patches from. It was recommended by a friend of mine who gets a lot of pins done. And she was like, oh, you got to contact them. They're great. And they've been fantastic. So a lot of word of mouth, or I'll try some, like I'm actually like trying like a new patch place, just like, cause it's easy because it's with where I get my shirts transfers from.
Uh-huh.
And so I wanted to try them out too. So sometimes it's trial and error, and I'm always into trying new things, and a lot of word of mouth though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's guys, like if you are trying to get started with something like this, like go talk to the people at the markets. Like we're going to share our information with you. We're not like, why am I blanking on the words right now? We're not gatekeeping. Yeah. I'm like, what am I missing? Gatekeeping our information, because like as soon as I saw your patches, I'm like, these are great. I love it. And you're like, here's who makes them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I have this resource now, but I don't know what I want to make.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think some people do get really gatekeepy with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, to a degree, I can understand that, because it takes a lot of work to sometimes find that, but we're all at the end of the day like small artists and small businesses, and like we should all be helping each other out and saving each other the troubles,
Yeah, it's not like by going to the same patch person you're going to is not going to like hurt the industry.
Exactly. Oh no.
It's like, oh man, I got my patches before you because I ordered them before you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
like
it changes nothing, and it's just helping people.
Yeah, exactly. And so like we like to share as much as we can with people who like come and buy and ask, and that's why we do the podcast, is to kind of learn and get knowledge from everybody who's on. But it is one of those things, like, guys, don't be afraid to go talk to the people who are actually doing this, and like they'll give you the best information they can. And like we all learned from like, oh, you know what, we went to this vendor that they ruined our shirts, or they ruined our patches, or whatever it is. And like maybe like that, but I found this other place, kind of thing. There's a lot of trial and error. I know so many people who have like piles of things in their closet of like, oh yeah, that didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out, kind of thing. With that being said, you have, going back to a little bit of the market experience for you, you have such an array of things. How do you know you have enough for some of your markets? That's always a tough thing for people.
That is a fantastic question. Again, a lot of trial and error. A lot of hoping and praying that I just brought enough. I am getting better at honing in kind of what I need, but that's because I track my inventory a lot better now. And so I can look at those numbers and see like, oh, like I actually just cleared out some art prints because I realized I haven't sold one at the last like 2 months of markets. Yeah. So I'm like, why am I carrying this around at every market? It's not selling. Yeah. So I'll just like clearance it out or something, But yeah, I try to, especially lately, I just try to watch my inventory and kind of pay attention to what's selling and what's not. I just try to bring a crap ton and hope that it's enough, or that I didn't bring way too much and now I have to haul this all out of here.
Yeah. It's always like we always go back and forth on like what we should bring to markets, trying to understand like what's going to be the audience that comes through, because like for like my illustration stuff and a lot of the screen printed stuff is like certain audience really loves it, but Christy's like sewing stuff and like all those, like those don't do good at certain markets, so we have to
Mhm.
figure out like there's like we have enough inventory to do 2 different booths of completely different
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Mhm,
And it's like,
mhm.
okay, what do we bring at this time? Where like how do we address this? So it's always that fine like dance that you do trying to figure that out.
It
And
really is.
I don't know, we still trying to figure it out. I don't think we ever get it right.
Yeah.
Like on some of the things I'm like, oh, prints are out. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Oh, those stickers sold. I did not think that was going to be the thing that went this
Yep.
show kind of
Yep.
thing.
Or
But-
like certain shirts that I'm, I don't think it's gonna sell really well. And then like at that one market,
Yeah.
everyone's obsessed with that one shirt. And
Yeah.
of course I didn't bring enough of that shirt that day, So yeah, it's a lot of that trial and error. And kind of, once you start doing repeat markets though multiple times, you start to learn the audience
Mhm.
of who's
Yeah.
coming. Like I have an event down in Tucson that I do in the spring and the winter, and I know that crowd likes a certain type of product. I know, like, I usually do deals at that one. I usually do like, because they really like a lot of my sublimated shirts, I take more of those, like, so it's kind of like learning your crowd and kind of what's selling with them.
yeah.
And it helps doing the markets more than once, especially.
It really does. Like coming into like going to one market, you're not going to get enough data to make an adjustment like right
Mhm.
on to your next one. But like this is going to be our 5th year doing DIY Fest, and we
Mhm.
kind of know what to expect and like
Mhm.
what to spend and what to haul with us and everything. And it does really well for us. So we don't really like move too far off of that agenda of what we're doing. But for new shows, it's always like, okay, we've got a new show on Sunday before we're recording this one here. But it's that, how is this market, how's the audience going to be for us kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it is that back and forth. You've done so much with like markets. I want to know, how many markets are you doing like a year? Like what does your schedule look like?
I counted, and last year it was like 65 markets.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't ask me how.
That's once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doubled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how. This year I don't think I'll have that many because I had a much slower spring, and I don't think I'll be doing enough from in the summertime to make up, to have those kinds of numbers. But I do double up, like once August starts, I'm doing Oktoberfest and the farmers market,
Mhm.
and so those are like Oktoberfest is every Saturday, Sunday, and then farmers market's every Saturday.
Yeah.
So that starts to double up. But yeah, 65 last year.
Wow.
When you're, oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying, and how many of those, if you know, like approximately, are out of state?
Probably 25% of them,
Okay.
Wow, okay.
maybe 30%.
Yeah.
So a little bit of travel, a little bit like
Yeah.
when you're doing the out of state thing, it's also like, hey, take a little vacation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and because I actually just recently moved to Utah.
Okay.
So I've lived in Vegas this whole time, and then I would come up here for the summertime, and just because my sister lives here, and so I would stay up here for the whole summer, blast all my markets, and then go back to Vegas, and it'd be and then I do all my Vegas markets. And then Arizona, California, stuff like that. But I just moved up here. So now I'm here full time. I'll still basically doing the same concept because I still have family in Vegas. So I'll still then just trading it off. But my busy time is now. So it's like I wanted to live where like I'm busiest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it was getting to be like really hard.
Yeah.
Just because I would still have to go back to Vegas to make product because all my heat presses, I couldn't just bring those up for the summer. They're too heavy.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, and plus I had nowhere to put them.
Yeah.
Plus all the shirt blanks and everything else.
Yes,
Yeah.
I couldn't just have all that up here for a summertime.
Yeah.
And so that was just becoming way too much on me to like be going back to Vegas like almost every week to make product. So I'm so glad to be up here now. So it's going to make the travel even nicer because now when I do go to Vegas, when I do my Arizona stuff, I think it'll just be a lot nicer.
Yeah.
A lot smoother.
Yeah.
You hit on it a little earlier in the episode with the Vegas shows not being as abundant as they are here. Like we talked to a couple other vendors that like do some out of state stuff, and we kind of felt like California really didn't do a lot of like what's available here, like how many opportunities for markets. It like when you travel to these other states, like what is kind of like the vibe between the states, and like how does it feel different going to different shows?
Oh my gosh, I don't want to slander any states.
Don't knock any of your
Dish
customers.
the tea. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, everyone here, no, just kidding. So it's really interesting because I thought the same thing, that California would be kind of like, oh, it'd be so amazing to get into California markets.
Yeah.
And they've always kind of just been like
lackluster.
like very
Yeah.
lackluster. You know, I still meet amazing people. I still do, you know,
Yeah.
but when you break down the numbers and like the cost to travel, the cost to be there and all of that, like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so I've really peeled back of doing California stuff. I think I've done something in California in over a year. Arizona has a similar vibe to Salt Lake.
Okay.
Very similar people, like younger crowd. People get really excited. I mean, Vegas does too, but what's so difficult with Vegas is that it's so transient.
Yeah.
And so there is community there. I am not knocking it whatsoever. I love my Vegas people, but it's just a smaller market scene. You know, you don't have, I think the, what's the word? Kind of, I don't want to say community because there absolutely is community in Vegas. But in Salt Lake is just so unique in that it is like the culture to go to markets and to go to the farmers market and to like do all this. Like every Saturday, people are going there. I have people come back to my booth after a year of waiting to buy a shirt, and they come and buy a shirt, and it's just like, you know, every place I've been is special in its own way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know, Vegas will always be home. It'll always be where I started my markets. And, you know, I do a market there called Market in the Alley. And it's one of my longest running markets that I've done. I started doing that one in 2017, I think. And the woman who runs it is fantastic. And she does so much work in like building that community of artists and stuff in Vegas. And so I so appreciate like what she does for the Vegas community in that regard. But yeah, every place is different and every place wants something different.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but Salt Lake, I don't know what it is with this place.
We don't know either. It has been one of those like gifts for the past 5 years of doing it here that we just are so like in love with the art community here. The people that come out and support the artists like are so awesome every time they show up, and it's crazy.
It's crazy.
And like during highs and lows of like the economy, like they're here like every weekend.
Yeah, like what bad economy?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
when you look at it that way.
Yeah.
And in all weather, I mean, from our rainiest market to our hottest market, like we've had people show up. I mean,
snow.
Yeah.
Wind.
I've gotten snow at Oktoberfest, and like people are still showing up trying to buy a sweatshirt, and I'm like, go home. What are you doing?
Why are you out here right now?
Yeah.
This is terrible. Get down this mountain. This is awful.
We did a festival last year. It was the most rain Salt Lake has seen in a day in 125 years, and
The rainiest day
every
ever.
other
Was it like last October?
Yeah.
It was the day it snowed like crazy at Snowbird. Yeah.
we were like, all the other shows were all canceled. All our vendor friends were all like, oh yeah, we're like, shows canceled. I'm like, cool, I'm setting up, I'm soaking
We're
through
rain or
3
shine.
jackets. I'm like, rain or shine, let's just do this. But like the people who came through, it was still a productive market. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, thanks so much for everybody who showed up and like supported kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're like, you surviving? I'm like, we're okay, we're good.
Yeah,
We're a little wet, but we're okay.
Jennifer had a blast. We were pouring rain out of her rain boots. She was splashing all the puddles, having so much fun.
Yeah. I begrudgingly moved here. And not that I didn't want to move here. I just was like, I don't want to be a Utah person. You know, I don't know why. It was like, maybe just I'm born and raised in Nevada, right? And so it's like, I don't want to be from Utah. But it's really just crazy how I think the community here just pulls you in a lot of ways. And I've just so loved being a part of the community here with all the markets in the summertime. And it's, you know, that first market at the farmer's market, that first Saturday, and I'm seeing like all my old vendor friends from like last year, and everyone stops by and says hi, and like everyone's like, it's such like this tight knit group of people, and but yet so welcoming at the same time. You know,
It's like a summer camp or something.
Yes, it really feels that way. It really feels that way.
We all understand the efforts that we're putting into it, and I like, for some of the other things it just felt so cutthroat but like here it's like, no, like, hey, how can I help you set up your Easy Up? Oh, hey, how can I like do this? Or like, oh, you need some like scissors for the like everyone's trying to help each other to get like, they all know what the goal is for each other, is just to like put a market together and have fun with each other. And hey, people are going to show up and like support. And so it's crazy. We talk about it on here all the time, how wonderful these people are who come through the market, and the people who like try it and it's not for them. I get it. It's understandable kind of
Mhm.
thing, but they don't last
Mhm.
that long.
Mhm.
But the community is trying to support anybody who wants to come in.
You know, and I will actually say that's the one thing with every market I've been to, every state, everything, you know, every market, that's just the community that I think the vendor community brings.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that in Tucson, I feel that in Tempe, I feel that in Vegas, I felt that in California, of like vendors at markets are just so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And are just so, because we're all small businesses and they're so willing to help each other out. And it's like such a beautiful community. And I'm so thankful that I've been able to build those little communities in all these different cities. You know, I go to Tucson and I see my Tucson vendors that I see every time in Tucson. And I go to Tempe, I see my Tempe vendors I only ever see there. And Vegas, my vendors I only ever see there. And it's like these little hubs of friends and community and like seeing the same familiar faces.
Yeah.
And it's
and they're
wonderful.
all rooting for you to
Yeah.
keep going kind
Yep.
of thing and keep
Yep.
trying and like, what do you got new kind of thing.
Yep.
I love trading with people and
Mhm.
like
Oh,
getting
yeah,
new art
yeah.
and seeing the stuff and like new people who are at vendors, it like shows. I'm like, how can we help you?
Mhm.
Like, what do you need? Like kind of
Mhm.
thing. And it's great. Talking about how awesome the community is. Have you had an experience with like someone who's purchased your stuff that like really stands out to you?
I mean, I've had so many, me and my sister love to call them super fans. And who like come back, you know, multiple times and just are like the most loving, kind people that just like fill my soul with so much appreciation. But first thing that comes to mind, I mean, truly, just like last Saturday or the Saturday before, this kid comes to my booth, and he was a man, but he was a grown man, and he comes to my booth, and he was buying like 2 or 3 more of my Desert Rat shirts. And he was like, I am so obsessed with this shirt. I need backup. Like, I need to have backup on my backup on my backup. I need these shirts to last me till 2050. So these are going to be stored away so that in case when one rips, I've got a one for backup because I love this shirt that much. And he literally said these words. And I was like, dude, I got you. If you like ever need me to make one in 2050, I got you. Like, just call me, you know? Like, he bought the stickers, he bought the patches, he bought the shirt. Like, he was just loved it. It just resonated with him so much. And that's like just so special to me that like something I quickly doodled that, you know, I just thought was silly, you know, which obviously it resonates to me, but it's like to hear how it resonates with other people is just like so special that he like loved it that much. He had to come back to my booth, spend, you know, $80 to $100 more buying multiple shirts so he had backup for whenever it rips or whatever, because he just can't go without it for that long. You
I
know,
love it. I love
we
that.
just had someone at StickerCon. She was like messaging, like it was actually, we met at the Cryptid Insider show.
Mhm.
She saw our Toad Wizard like print and she goes, I'm like, I have stickers, I'm just sold out, I'm so sorry. She goes, okay, next show, when are you? And it's like, on StickerCon, have you heard it? She goes, I will be there. I'm like, and then like we get messages from
Multiple
her,
messages.
and I'm like,
very
I will-
sweet.
I will have them printed for you. And like she's like, make
Don't
sure
forget
you
to print them.
And I'm
I
like,
love
I'm
it.
thinking she's coming in and getting one sticker, and she's like, I need 4 of the sticker. I'm like, oh,
like you really want these?
you
Yeah.
really. And then she's like, I thought about it. I have a new space that the print's gonna work. I'm gonna put the print.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so cool. Like
Yeah.
I like is that
The
feeling?
sweetest.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so awesome that they're like, they find something, it resonates with them, and it's like, I want to support and with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's
so.
like just so special to think too that like someone's like spending all this time like planning where to put my art
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
my thing,
Yeah.
you know, that I'm over here like making and you know, working hard at in my basement or whatever, and it's like they're over there planning, oh, this is the perfect spot on my wall.
Yeah.
This is the perfect spot on my backpack for this patch. Like
Mhm.
they're planning it and they like come to buy it because they've been like planning it, and that's
Yeah.
just like so special that like people do that.
It's-
People are cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an artist buddy who was so nervous about like selling his art on. I'm like, just start an Etsy store, put your art up. And like one of his first orders was going to Canada. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, like if you didn't do that, somebody in Canada wouldn't have your art on the wall.
Yeah.
Like now, like you, like there's random people across the world
Mhm.
that now have your print somewhere in their house. Like Christy sews her stuff, and it's so crazy. Like, oh, I've got something going to New Zealand, or I've got something
Yeah.
It's
going.
in all over the world.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, I've had people, you know, when I was in Vegas, so I remember a couple bought one of my Vegas shirts, and because their son was living in Germany at the time, and they were like, oh, we just want to send him a bit of home, and so like they sent him one of my Vegas shirts, you
Yeah.
know, and so that's in like Germany,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and like my brother does a lot of touring for work. And he's always in these different countries, and he's always like, I'm always getting people tell me they want your stuff. Like, you need to sell international, because right now I don't do international shipping, but because it's just too expensive.
Well, and now all the regulations keep changing. It's getting so tricky.
It's such a headache, and so I just like haven't wanted to deal with it. But it's just so cool, like my art reaching all these corners of the world, you know?
Yeah, it is crazy to think you could be somewhere in the world and your sticker is going to be on a water bottle, and like you don't know, like it's one of those things.
Like someone's seeing it in some random cafe in some random country that I've never been to. You know, and my art is there though.
It's such a like crazy time that we live in, that's an opportunity as artists that we can do those type of things and express ourselves, and there's people out there who want to support what we're doing, and it's like as simple as a sticker, but it means so much, like for that sticker to like travel across the world kind of thing on people's like water bottles or their laptops, and like you're seeing it, and it's like it's so cool to hear people like with their like stories of like how that meant something to them. So interactions like market wise is so different than just an online sale. Like I love the online sales, it's great, thanks for supporting us and everything, but like when we actually get to like have a conversation at a market, it's
so special.
It's so different than just that transaction.
It makes the grind worth it, in my opinion. Like you said earlier, the grind for markets is not for everyone. You know, I have had friends who have done them and go like, this is terrible, how do you do this, this is awful, and I'm like, I love it, you know, because for whatever reason it works for my little weird brain, right? I love like the intensity, and then I get to go home and like do nothing, you know. And oh gosh,
or you get to go home and have to be like, I need more shirts.
Exactly. But you know, it's not for everyone, but what makes it just so special is that like be like seeing face to face someone buying my art, seeing how they're reacting to it, they love it, they're, you know, they have to have it, they want this, they want that, and it like you can't replicate that excitement online. You just can't. You know, it's such a special, unique thing that happens at markets.
It is one of those things you like, if you don't do it, you don't know it kind of thing. And it like we've tried to express it so many times on here of like I call it a drug, like because you get a high that you just can't explain.
Totally. But
I like till you do it and get out there, like, and hey, if it's not for you, it's not for you. It's understandable in that sense.
And I think some people, and you know, they just prefer like an online, or they just don't prefer sales at all. Like they just want to be an artist and not have to deal with selling it. Like I totally get that too. You know, because it becomes a whole different thing. You know, for me though, it's never once. I think actually the sales fuel me wanting to make more art, because it's like the success of it kind of feeds into my own like creativity and my own like inspiration is having that success. So
well, plus we get ideas from our customers all the time too.
All the time. All the time. Like there's a kid that's been again, not a kid. I don't know why I call everyone a kid. It's like I'm like an old lady. I'm not even that old. I just call everyone a kid.
Whippersnappers coming to my booth.
These little kids. But this guy came to my booth, and he really wants me to do one of my stamp designs of mushrooms, of different kinds of mushrooms. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm actually going to do that.
Seems like a fun guy.
Yeah. And so I like wrote it down on my little like idea thing, because I have like a running idea list that I keep on my phone. And I'm totally going to do that one of these weeks. But I love when people give me a good idea.
Like I love, like for us, the biggest thing is the market, what we generate allows us to get more things to like be creative. Like it's like we can try these new things out. I'm like, I'm more willing to like, we sold a good weekend kind of thing. Like I go and I like reinvent, like we were talking off camera, buying a laser engraver, like, or a laser cutter kind of thing. I'm like, listen, if we have a great market, maybe we have to buy one.
I know.
Might be time to invest. I don't know.
It might be time. I know. I seriously the same of like always thinking of ways to keep growing of like, you know, oh, well, I'll do more patches now because I had a good market. I'm going to order even more patches or, you know, because those do really well for me on wholesale too, which is great, you know, because I try to do a lot of wholesale as well. But it's like it feeds itself. The beast like is just always. Yeah.
There's a reason why we're starving artists. We put our money back into our art supply.
Exactly.
Our supplies aren't cheap.
Exactly. I'm just always buying something. There's always something on the wish list. I'll think I have everything I could ever want.
No.
And
then the next week I see an advertising for something and I'm like, oh, I need that.
I see someone's reel on Instagram like,
Ooh, what tool is
we
that
don't
they're
have
using?
that tool. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, Amazon. Okay,
Yeah.
put that in the like my list to maybe get later.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Wish list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I have a whole wish list of tools and
Oh,
everything. I'm like,
never
okay, I'm
ends.
gonna buy these cool new scissors. I've got 20 pairs of scissors, but I was like, gotta have these cool new scissors.
Yep.
It does a better cut,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it is always that like feeds that like addiction to
Yeah.
just create and be more creative.
It's the ADHD of it all for me. Of it's like it like feeds my own little like ADHD goblin in my brain that just like needs new crafts all the time. You know, well, I can sell it.
Yeah.
I can sell it, right?
I
Like
think
that's why.
yeah, we're all a little like craft goblin.
Yeah,
or something,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm totally a craft. That's where my design craft club
Yeah.
came from. I'm a little goblin. I just need to do
Yep.
more crafts.
Yep.
I always like to ask if there's a piece of advice you have for like your early self that like if you heard it would help you out, or for somebody out there just getting started, like if you have something to share, like what would that advice be?
You know, I'm not someone who ever has like regrets per se. So I love the way I started my business. I started very organically. I didn't take it too seriously. Again, I popped up a little table with few stickers on it. I didn't feel I had to have this elaborate setup and like have it all perfect and have it all figured out. Like I figured it out along the way. And sure, like to some degree, like that can be difficult, I guess. But it wasn't. I don't know. I just love the organic way that my business grew, and it never was too overwhelming, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's events I do now. If I tried to do that 8 years ago,
Yeah.
I would be crying in my car. I would not be able to get out of my car to do the market because I would be so overwhelmed,
Yeah.
you know? And some people I think just see those big markets like, I want to do that one. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Like take the baby, do the small little rinky dink market. You know, I remember when I was so stoked that I sold $100 at a market. Like I was just like, I am rich. No one talk to me. I am winning. I am killing it. Like, you know, and it was like, you need to have those moments where like
Yeah.
each incremental sale matters, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, I think people just look at they could easily look at, well, I want to have this many sales. I want to have thousands. I want to like go big. No,
Yeah.
start small.
Yeah.
Like if you can, you know, I think it just sets you up for success to do that because now it's like my business has grown itself and I haven't overdone anything. I don't have like all this inventory that I, you know, because that I didn't sell because I way overshot it. I just like slowly grew as I could,
Yeah.
you know?
It's like being able to do it yourself also like allows you to control it, like being able to heat press your own things.
Yes.
And you're not going through the motions of like, I need to order 200 t-shirts to get my costs down, and
Yeah.
now I have 200 t-shirts of a design I don't know if it's actually going to work, kind of thing.
Yeah, which and I would recommend that too, of like learning how to do your own shirts.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I tried outsourcing shirts this last year and it was fantastic. I mean, they were a great company to work with, but like the turnaround time was rough, right?
Yeah.
I had to like wait 4-6 weeks, and I'm someone that's so used to like, oh, I order the shirt on Sunday, it's to my house on Tuesday, it's pressed and done by Friday.
Yeah.
You know? And so I prefer that.
Yeah.
You know, because especially sometimes I get an idea for a design, by the next weekend I can have it at a market
Yeah.
on a shirt,
Yeah.
ready to sell.
That's the thing I love about stickers,
You know?
like,
Yeah.
because we do all and cut our own stickers.
Mhm.
Like I don't have to order 50 stickers.
Yeah.
I can just cut 5 to 10 stickers
Totally.
and be like, let's see how they do.
Yeah.
And it's like I control that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And it's like it's one of those things where like we did it at DIY Fest, I think our first year. Oh my god, our Science Wizard t-shirt sold out. I need more size. Like I already
Literally
had
the
shirts
first
here.
night.
Yeah.
So like that next morning I'm up at 6:00 in the morning down here, like, okay, we're gonna screen print another 10 t-shirts and see how
Yeah.
these, like I didn't know it was gonna be one of, but like having that control over your like inventory is really like a great thing. When you get to a point, like it's very nice that you can like outsource to certain pieces and get
Mhm.
things that aren't like such a stress, but knowing what you're like, how to create your stuff helps so much.
And I think it's just like an important part of the process to
Yeah.
a degree, you know? And I think like so many people like come to my booth and always ask me, so who makes your shirts? I'm like, me?
yeah.
What? You know,
Yeah.
they're like, you make, I genuinely enjoy doing it, which is like kind of crazy because
Yeah.
it can be like a brutal
Yeah.
work sometimes and I'm having to press hundreds of shirts, you know, but I don't know. I love just like that feeling of like oh, I put my art on this,
Yeah.
not someone else. Like, it's turning out exactly how I want it to look, and it represents my brand exactly how I want it to, you know. And it's just special. I think it's just people like that too. I think people really crave that kind of connection with things, and so I think making your own shirts is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, go make your own shirts.
Yeah. But it is not for everyone. Again, you know, I totally understand that. But
Yeah.
I think it's a great tool to have too, you
Yeah.
know, especially when you're young or young in the market world and just like figuring it out, being able to control your inventory like that. Like, if you had to outsource shirts, and it can be so expensive.
Yeah.
For someone just trying to start and dip their toes in it, just to even see if they like it,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
But you could always like resell a heat press. You could always like get rid of that stuff pretty easily on
you
Facebook
got
Marketplace.
a stack of blanks that people will need.
Yeah,
and
you
everything.
know, but
Yeah.
you can't easily sell a bunch of shirts that flop if no one wants them.
Yeah, it's one of those like, oh, how do I get rid of this inventory kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then, like you said, like something that's like 4 to 6 weeks out, like you're like, oh, if I'm out of stock on something, I'm out of stock on these markets that I'm going through till I get that inventory. And like it really puts you in a stressful position. It's like, oh, I can't like promote this t-shirt. I can't do it. It was like, oh man, did I leave money on the table at these shows?
1,000%.
Yeah. So
because so often, you know, I'll do a design not realizing it's going to be like a new banger kind of, right? Like I have a new shirt. It says Freak for Nature on it.
Yeah.
And it's been like
killing it,
right? And I'm like constantly having to make this dang shirt because I can never make enough of it, which is a great problem to have. But it's like, oh, if I was outsourcing this, I mean, I would then be out of stock, and think of all the sales I'm then losing each week when I don't have it in.
That interest, because like if you don't have it at that show, most likely those people aren't going to come searching for it kind of thing. Yeah.
Totally.
And it's like you might get a very small percentage that will go hunt it down because it really meant something. But like that spark is not there anymore 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later when you have it in stock. And then, oh, I came by, I'm like, I thought about it. It's not really my jam kind of thing. And or I got something else. Yeah. So yeah, it's always that tough back and forth of balance and trying to figure out like, how do I get started in this and how do I go from there kind of thing. But I want to give you the opportunity to share where they can find more information about you and like see the stuff you're making and follow what you're doing. Like, where's the best place they can find you?
Just go to my Instagram at the Doodling Nomad, or my website, www.thedoodlingnomad.com. And I just kind of post there. I am terrible at posting, as far as like, a lot of things. I post generally though. I always post where I'm going to be market wise. My website's generally up to date with product. And that's the best place to find me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. We just appreciate you coming down and sharing all your knowledge and having a fun conversation with us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, guys, go out, support like the Doodling Nomad. It's awesome art. We have a couple of the pieces and everything.
I know. I should have worn one of your shirts today.
Yeah,
I should have worn one of my shirts today.
Yes, you did get one of
I
your
do.
shirts. And I have a couple of your badges. But guys, thanks so much for joining us on this episode. You know how to support us. You can like, comment, subscribe. If you know any other makers in the Salt Lake or Greater Salt Lake area, we would love to have a conversation with them. Send them our way. Leave a comment with their artist name or anything like that. Like we might just have them on the show at some point, kind of thing. But if you guys want to support, you can always head over to our Patreon and join our sticker club membership, or you guys could just like the video and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.